Hello, this brief video will explain the Law School Admission Council's 1L Skills Check, which you may take at the end of your first year of law school. Here's the overview. This presentation will outline the following: what this assessment is, why it is valuable, how to prepare for it, what to do during the actual assessment, and how to use this learning experience to help you develop the skills you'll need to be an effective lawyer. So what is it? The 1L Skills Check is a skills assessment. It will assess your critical reading, legal analysis, and written communication skills. In it, you will encounter a fictional client who is seeking your assistance with a matter that either involves tort or contract law. You will receive all of the factual and legal information you need to address your client's issue. You may find this very similar to the work you did as part of your first year legal writing class. This is a formative assessment. That means it should help you understand your strengths and weaknesses and target those areas that may need additional attention. Let me also tell you a little bit about what this 1L Skills Check is not. It is not a test of your substantive knowledge. While you will likely be familiar with both tort and contract law from your first year classes, you are not expected to remember all the rules. Instead, you'll be given specific legal authority to rely on from a fictional jurisdiction. The 1L Skills Check is a timed assessment. However, you shouldn't worry that you won't be able to complete it. You'll have 3 hours to finish a task that may only take 90 minutes. This should give you plenty of time to read the questions and the materials, to draft your answers, proofread, and of course to polish your submission. So why should you take it? You might be wondering why you would want to take this assessment. For some, your school will require you to do so, and that may be reason enough. But even if your school is not requiring it, taking the assessment is a great idea if you're interested in improving your ability to be an effective law student and lawyer. As I mentioned earlier, this is a formative assessment. Formative assessments are generally low stakes. It won't directly impact any course grade. That means you'll be able to use this experience to learn and grow without worrying about grades. Unlike many of your classes in law school, the 1L Skills Check is not curved. Instead, it is measured against objective standards. Evaluating against objective standards will give you information about your learning progress on critical lawyering skills. Finally, just taking the assessment is useful practice. You'll also get feedback from the test administrators later in the summer. That feedback will give you a sense of your strengths and weaknesses so that you can focus on improvement to become the strongest law student and lawyer that you can be. Now that you're convinced you should take the assessment, you might be wondering how you can prepare for this experience. Here's the good news. There's no need to study. In fact, probably the most important step you can take is to get a good night's sleep before your test day. So remember to rest up. There are a few additional steps you might take to make sure you feel ready to take this assessment. First, you'll have access to the grading rubric. You should review it to remind yourself of the basic competencies of legal analysis and professional written communication. These are competencies that you've covered in your first year of law school, so the categories on the rubric should seem familiar to you. Next, review the instructions. You'll have access to the 1L Skills Check instructions. These instructions will let you know exactly what your audience is looking for. Please follow them carefully. The instructions will explain the components of the test booklet, the memorandum guidelines, and the citation format. The memorandum guidelines and citation format may be different from the approach you have used in your specific legal writing class. For example, you may have learned to write a question presented and brief answer at the beginning of a predictive memo. But if the instructions do not ask you to do that, please do not do it. Additionally, while the citation conventions required for this assessment are similar to the citation formatting guidelines in both the Blue Book and the Allwood Guide, there are some differences. Please pay attention to those. Then, on the day of the assessment, come in relaxed and confident, looking forward to the opportunity to practice the skills that you've been learning during this first year of law school. So what will you do during the assessment? First, reread the instructions before you begin the task. Your ability to read, understand, and follow these instructions is part of the assessment. Careful reading and attention to them reflects competent lawyering. Then, critically read the 1L Skills Check documents. This means reading carefully, taking notes, jotting down questions, and annotating. The Skills Check documents include an assigning memorandum. The assigning memo will describe a fictional client, that client's situation, and what the client is seeking from your fictional law firm. Your supervisor will ask you to assess your client's situation and write a memorandum analyzing your client's legal issue or issues. It also contains a client file. The client file will include all of the factual information you need to complete your legal analysis. The documents may include client intake notes, letters, emails, and newspaper articles. Note that you need to identify key facts, which may include missing facts. Also, some facts in the file may not be that important for your analysis, and it's your job to make an informed judgment about the factual material. Finally, you'll find a legal authorities file. The file may include statutes, judicial opinions, or both types of legal authorities. In the file, you will find all of the legal information you need to complete the analysis. Rely only on those materials and follow the law of the fictional jurisdiction. After you have read all of the materials, take a moment to format your document. Make sure that your submission contains all of the required components. Next, take time to outline. You'll want to make sure that your answer is based only on the sources provided. Then, communicate that analysis using the basic legal analysis structure you've learned during your first year of law school. This will include a conclusion about the client's matter, a clear and concise articulation of the rule or rules relating to that issue, an explanation of those rules with reference to legal sources, and an application of the rules based on rule-based and analogical reasoning. Next, draft your submission. When you do so, think about organization on 3 levels. First, think about large-scale or macro-organization. Make sure that you select a basic legal organization format that meets the assigning memorandum's requirements and the needs of the busy legal reader who will review your work. Then, think about mezzo or medium-scale organization. Here, consider the paragraph-level organization for each legal issue. Finally, think about micro or small-scale organization. This includes carefully drafting sentences and selecting appropriate words to explain and apply the law. Remember that clear organization helps the reader to follow and understand your analysis. Finally, revise and polish. You will likely need to consult the assigning memorandum, legal authorities, and client file as you draft. You should strive for strong written communication in your work. Professional writing standards include sensible organization at every level, paragraphs that begin with topic sentences, and clear and concise sentences without any grammatical errors or typos. Revision and polishing are important lawyering skills, and as a result, they will be evaluated in this assessment. Now that you've taken the 1L skills check, what should you do? First, take a moment to reflect on the experience and to acknowledge the growth that you have made in just 1 year of law school. Next, review the feedback that you will receive. After you submit your 1L skills check, it will be evaluated using the general rubric that you have been provided prior to the assessment. This rubric is broken down into 2 large categories. First, legal methods and analysis, which assesses your ability to critically read documents, identify relevant issues presented, and apply legal rules to a particular factual scenario. The second category is professional written communication, which assesses your ability to critically read instructions, organize work, and write in a manner that meets professional legal standards. Under each category, the rubric covers a number of additional professional standards. Your submission will be evaluated for each of these standards and categorized as proficient, developing, or beginning. This feedback will help you to tailor your educational growth. Next, plan for growth. You can use the information you receive to identify areas where you may need to improve further. The feedback you get may serve as an early indicator that you need to seek additional opportunities for growth in particular areas. You can also share this information with your writing professor or academic support professor so that they can help you improve particular skills. Finally, you can use this information to confirm the progress you've made in just 1 year of law school towards your goal of becoming a competent lawyer. Remember, as a formative assessment, the 1L Skills Check helps you to evaluate your progress on becoming an effective law student and a competent lawyer. Thank you for participating in the Law School Admission Council's 1L Skills Check. We look forward to supporting you at each step in your legal education.